Hi everyone. Today I thought I'll talk about prayer. Um, it is called, you call it prayer, you call it aradhana, you call it ibadat. Um, I think in all the religion, हर दुनिया के हर धर्म में prayer का बहुत महत्व है. So we all place a lot of importance on prayers in all the religions around the world. In order to understand prayer or what prayer is, कि हम जब हम आराधना करते हैं, कहते हैं कि ईश्वर की आराधना करते हैं, तो उसे समझने से पहले हम जीवन को समझने की थोड़ी कोशिश करते हैं. Let's try and understand life to a certain extent. Life is a combination of dependence and interdependence, right? For a lot of things in life, we are independent, right? For the things that we do, for the decisions that we take, for the life that we live, there is a lot of independence, at least after after a certain point of time in your life, at least. However, there is also, on a larger level, all of us are connected. No matter you're a CEO of a company, it technically doesn't run if it doesn't have good employees or capable employees working under you. Similarly, if you are a good employee, it doesn't work unless you have a great mentor to kind of guide you, right? So life kind of moves between dependence and interdependence. So now, what is interdependence? Interdependence basically are those variables in life which are not in our control, and we kind of depend upon others to kind of get the story moving, right? Um, so a lot of time when one thinks that things are happening the way because you yourself are driving, जब जीवन में एक कर्ता भाव आ जाता है तो ये होता है कि हमें लगता है कि चीजें हमारे हिसाब से चल रही हैं, जो बहुत समय में सही नहीं होती. एक उदाहरण ले लेते हैं कि द फूड दैट यू ईट, राइट? सो जो हम खाना खाते हैं, तो पहले तो किसान उसे उन बीजों को बोता है, फिर कोई तो फिर वो मंडी जाती है, फिर मंडी से वो किराना स्टोर्स में आती है, किराना स्टोर से फिर आप जाके लेके आते हो, फिर आप उसे पकाते हो और फिर उसे खाते हो, राइट? सो ये जो आपका अन्न है या इवन भोजन है, वो आप तक आने के लिए बहुत सारे लोग जिम्मेदार हैं. A lot of people are responsible for the food in order for you to be edible. That's why in our culture, a lot of there is a good across the world, there is a culture wherein you pray prior to eating, right? So and in India, we say Annadata Sukhi Bhava, meaning what? That we pray for the well-being of everybody who is responsible for us to get that food. So even for a smaller and the most basic aspect of your life, which is food, there is a interdependence between yourself and the society or people around you. Now let us look at at a macrocosmic level, right? If you again go back to the scriptures, you'll understand that everything which is available on a microcosmic level, let's consider this body, is an exact replica of all those things which are available on a macrocosmic level, on the nature level, on the cosmic level, right? So let's talk a little bit more on this. If you see, there is water cycle, right? In order how the water rises because of sun as water vapor, and then it goes up, and then it cools down and comes down as rain back to Mother Earth, and then travels from the mountains to the rivers, and then finally goes to the ocean, and from the ocean the circle continues, right? So there is an interdependence as well, even though if you consider water as a standalone element, then yes, it is independent and it has distinct functionalities as compared to an earth element like the mountains, or the air elements like the sky. So even though five elements who are individual and can function completely individually, however exist in a perfect cosmic balance or harmony with each other, right? um, um, let's take a larger look at it, right? If you look at astronomy or astrology, or even something called as dark matter, right? So the unseen is more powerful than the seen, right? It's actually said that the sun, or the sun is round not because of the energy that it has, but the larger dark matter that kind of pressurizes. There exists a pressure that kind of gives the shapes and size of even the sun, and a lot of them we call it as dark matter. We call it the unseen. So anything that you don't see technically governs the seen realm of life. जो हमारे कर्मेंद्रियों और ज्ञानेंद्रियों में तो खैर आभास हो जाता है, बट जो हमारी कर्मेंद्रियों में हमें समझ नहीं आती, वो जो शक्ति है, जो हमारे समझ के परे भी जो एक शक्ति है, उसे हमने देवी तत्व कह दिया या दैविक एनर्जी कह दिया, या उसे खुदा कह लो, या जिस भी नाम से पुकार लो। तो जो हमारी जीवन में हमें जो चीजें नहीं दिखती हैं, वो जो चीजें होती हैं वो ज्यादा शक्तिशाली होती हैं, और वो हमारे जीवन को ज्यादा गवर्न करती हैं। जैसे अगर हम अपने इमोशंस को देख लें कि अगर आपको गुस्सा है तो गुस्सा किसी को दिखाई नहीं देगा, या आपको आपके अंदर किसी चीज को लेके भय है तो वो शायद किसी को दिखाई ना दे, बट एक्चुअली अगर आप देखें तो आपके जीवन की जो डायरेक्शन दिशाएं हैं वो आपके अनुभव और आपके इमोशंस देते हैं, है ना? तो जो चीजें हमें बेसिकली दिखाई नहीं देती, उन चीजों का प्रभाव मानवता पर भी, हमारे पर भी, और पूरे ब्रह्मांड में भी ज्यादा ही है। इसीलिए हमने उसे शिव कह लिया, इसीलिए हमने उसे देवी कह लिया, और इसकी हम आराधना करते हैं, राइट? तो प्रेयर क्या है? प्रेयर ये है कि हम उस ना दिखने वाली शक्ति के प्रति समर्पित हो जाते हैं, ठीक है ना? ये इसे हम एक आध्यात्मिक रूप से देखते हैं तो कहते हैं कि प्रेयर है। ऐसा कहते हैं कि राधा और कृष्ण का प्यार जो है वो एकदम निराला है, या एकदम ब्यूटीफुल है। क्यों? क्योंकि राधा माने क्या? राधा जो है वो हमारे मन में की जो एक तीव्र लॉन्गिंग है ना, कृष्ण को पाने की, या कह लो जो परमात्मा से मिलने की चाह जब हमारे रूह में उठती है तो उसे राधा का नाम दे देते हैं। और इसीलिए कहते हैं कि राधा जो है वो कृष्ण से भी ज्यादा उसका सम्मान किया जाता है, जैसे हम राधे कृष्ण कहते हैं, है ना? क्योंकि राधा जो है वो हमारे अंदर की एक चाह है जो परमात्मा से मिलने के लिए हमेशा तत्पर रहती है, right? So that longing in us that kind of always wants to merge into the larger realm is that longingness in us. And when we recognize that is prayer. So when you sit with your eyes closed and you recognize the infinity which is present right within yourself, as well as in this cosmos, and you respect it, you listen to it, and then you accept it. That's what happens in prayer. One of the other things that happens in prayer is all of your desires, good ones, bad ones, all of your flaws, all of your shortcomings, or all of your achievements. गुरुदेव कहते हैं कि जो हमारे एक एक ध्यान कराते हैं जिसमें हमारे गुणों को भी हम समर्पित कर देते हैं, क्योंकि गुण भी हमें बांध लेते हैं जीवन में, है ना। तो पहले हमें क्या छोड़ना है कि हमारे अंदर की जो आकांक्षाएं हैं वो हम बोल देते हैं ना कि हे भगवान मुझे जॉब अच्छी मिल जाए, मेरी पढ़ाई अच्छी हो जाए, यू नो शादी कर रहे हैं तो शादी हो जाए, बच्चों की जिंदगी ठीक चले, माता पिता का जीवन स्वास्थ्य जो है वो सुखमय हो. So all these things that we pray for people around us, for the society around us, we kind of empty out our mind of our desires, right? And then what happens when we empty it out? We kind of surrender it. Whom can you surrender it to, right? What happens in surrender? So one, you can surrender it only to something that is more powerful than you, right? And the second thing that happens in surrender is you become more humble because you accept the magnanimity of the creation. And you can name it anything. You can name it Rama, you can take your guru, you can name it your mother, you can name it Krishna, Buddha, Allah, Jesus, Abraham, anything you may call it. But you recognize the magnanimity of life, and you surrender it to it. So you become humble. And the moment you become humble, you become free, right? When you pray, a lot of time what happens is you also listen. You listen to what? You listen to the silence that exists in this cosmos, right? If we actually look at it, all of us are, what are all of us? We are solidified silence, right? So when you start listening to the silence within you, you know, and you'll realize that you are in this ocean of so much of sound, but yet what it comes down to is silence. In prayer, you listen to that silence. And when you listen to that silence will guide you to take the right decisions. And that's what is called as your intuition, it's called as your gut, it's called as your inner voice. And that's something that is never ever wrong, right? So that is the reason why it is very important to pray. A prayer doesn't mean you sit like this and you know, or even that's so you know, in Vedas there are 4 schools of Vedas, right? So there is Rig Veda, there is Yajur Veda, there is Atharva Veda, and there is Samveda. In all the other religions as well, I'm sure there are various schools of thoughts in which in Hinduism, Yajur Veda entails or enlists the details of karma kand, of how, or the procedures of how you do or perform a prayer, right? So the idea is to kind of through a set of processes, through a set of yagyas, or through a set of practices, you kind of take the mind inward gently, and that is where the prayer happens, right? A prayer could be also looked at that brings dynamism in life. A lot of people think servicing, if you see a homemaker, a woman, right? She thinks that the best form of prayer is to take care of a family, to take care of the children, to take care of the parents, while a householder man feels that the best form of prayer is to fend for his for his family, take care of the society, and be a good global citizen. So even that is a kind of prayer that can be looked at. Now, the benefits of prayer is it basically makes you a wholesome, contributing individual on the society. Now, how does that help? Well, you become the support system or a helping hand to a lot of people who are in need. um, in this time of COVID, in this time of pandemic, there is so much of anxiety, anticipation, so much of negativities. A lot of uh, us have lost our near and dear one. So there's a lot of trauma, there is a lot of pain. And in this time, if we kind of consolidate our emotions and ensure to instill disciplines of praying, of recognizing that there is some bigger divinity that is taking care of us, it will help us to give us that helping hand or be a point of relief to a lot of people around us, right? There's the best form to do that is to instill and practice meditation, practice breathing techniques. It kind of helps to uh, calm down your mind. हमारे मन को जो शांति की आज बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत है, ये ध्यान में उतर कर ही होता है. गुरु पूर्णिमा का अवसर है. नेक्स्ट वीक वी हैव गुरु पूर्णिमा कमिंग इन. And a lot of people around the world are taking a lot of programs. I work as a volunteer of Art of Living, and we take a lot of online meditation and breath workshops. These are very, very, I will go ahead and say these are life-saving techniques that one must learn and practice for a lifetime, actually. And so feel free to take up any programs. You can visit the website artofliving.org wherever you are on this planet and check the programs near you. Do enroll and do learn things which can help you become a better person in life. That's also a prayer, right? So one of the very important things to look, at least till the time the world comes out of this pandemic, is one, you be very, very strong. Practice your practices, ensure that you're at least being silent for at least 5 minutes, twice or thrice a day. Take that time out for yourself. And when you sit for prayers, there is a very, it's so beautiful that our ancestors have so systematically given the way to even pray. One of the ways that one can look at is, when how does one pray? Before sitting for meditation, you take a sankalpa, right? So you take one intention, good intention, or a couple of them that you want in life, and then you take one for the benevolence of everybody else around you in your society. Just walk that a mile ahead and say, you know what, people who are outside my family also, may they be blessed. And then you can just surrender that prayer and then sit in silence for a few minutes, and then you will see it's something inside you. It will kind of nourish the spirit inside you. It kind of give the strength that is needed at this moment for everybody to go through these times. And that is a very good practice or a habit to kind of inculcate and imbibe in ourselves to kind of live a purposeful, contributing life on this planet. Yeah, very, very important to involve. I especially see this generations, or with the onset of information age, there is so much of bombardment of information that a lot of us kind of forget our roots and kind of run behind things that kind of drains us of our emotional balance, of our creativity. So it's always good, I think. This year is teaching us to kind of disconnect and and reflect, keep that silence, and pray in order for you to come out of of all this chaos that is currently surrounding humanity. In fact, it's very if people follow astrology, a very good time to start learning astrology, numerology, palmistry, and you will see how magically things happen, and even the work or the cosmos is kind of supporting things for it to happen. Like there is a Venus and a Jupiter square happening in the next few days, and the maximum square will be between 21st of July to 25th of July. Now, what is Jupiter and what is Venus? Venus basically talks about all our desires, and Jupiter talks about the higher wisdom. And when they are squaring, there will be a direct conflict. What does that indicate? It indicates that in order, you will see a lot of frictions coming out uh, as a means of fulfillment of your desires. What does this square teach us? That one needs to take help of wisdom in order to achieve desires in life, which means what you need to revalidate, reprioritize, keep quiet in places where you need to keep quiet, and then you will get your answers, and you will things will work out for all of us. So again, very good time. I stay in Maharashtra. There is a beautiful Ekadashi called Ashadi Ekadashi coming in, wherein there is a very carnival that travels from various parts to Pandharpur, chanting Vitthal Vitthal. So it's a great moment, great time to go inwards, to pray, to recognize the magnanimity in oneself, in others, and in life on its own, and then take decisions. And those would be much more impactful, meaningful, uh, purposeful decisions of life. And hence, prayer is very important. So much for this time. Have a great day.